Chapter 1 Inception. I awoke from uneasy dreams looking at an unfamiliar ceiling. Just for a moment, I wondered where I was before the events of last night all came back to me. After a good stretch, I looked around the room illuminated by the sunlight coming in from the window. Outside in the distance, the portal I had emerged from proudly stood on the peak of a small hill. Getting ready, I noticed something lying on the table. It was the note Remy had left for me in case I needed something, along with his own home phone and work number. There were also numbers for delivery of food and other necessities, as well as emergency and even janitorial services. He had certainly thought of everything, even though I now had to wonder what a dragon plumber might look like. My musings were interrupted when the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, I was wet. The Freudian slip there. When I opened the door, I was met by another dragon. Oh my, who are you? I see a little blush going on there. Sebastian. Hello, you must be Cothrix. I'm Sebastian, and I'll be your escort, or security, I suppose. Usually I work for the police, though. Nice to meet you. He seemed a lot smaller than Remy, and when he somewhat nervously extended his arm toward me, I noticed he apparently only walked on his hind legs, the two forelimbs instead having distinct arms, hands, and fingers. Oh. Well, might as well. When I took his hand into mine, preparing to kiss it, I could feel the individual bumps of his scales on his rough skin. I was just like, yeah, whatever. Nice to meet you too, Sebastian. So where are you taking me? Straight to business, eh? We're going to visit the plant where we're making your generators. They have some news for you, or so I've heard. Reza will be there too. Sounds great. Just follow me. I think I'm making Sebastian out to be a little bit of a nerd. Seems like it. While we walked, I was under the impression we were purposely avoiding the busier parts of town, instead straying toward the edges and small alleys as to not garner too much attention. Even then, we got the occasional stare. After just a couple of minutes, we arrived at our destination, where we were met by Reza, and yet another dragon, a vicious-looking beast that didn't stay too close to him. Vicious-looking beast? That's my type. Hey. Reza's kind of a dude bro, I think. Reza, long time no see. How true is that? Good to finally see another human face around here. What a coincidence to have you, of all people, show up. Yeah, I guess those degrees aren't so useless after all. Man, that makes me rethink schooling. I think I'd do 8 years of school to get those 2 degrees to go meet dragon on dragon planets. By the way, who's your friend? Just my bodyguard, same as yours. Don't bother with him, he doesn't talk much. I bet he'd win in a fight with mine, though. What a mean thing to say. He looks grumpy. That's what he always looks like, and yes, that does mean he's always grumpy. The 2 dragons exchanged a few words, and as I met the gaze of the larger tenebrous dragon a few paces in front of us, Sebastian turned towards me and spoke up again. Cothrix, this is Maverick. Nice to meet you. Yeah, whatever. Just don't expect me to give you any special treatment like everyone else, and we'll be good. What are you talking about? So you're saying you haven't noticed the stairs and how they all treat you like you're the next messiah or something? No, I just thought... We're not the ones making a big deal out of this, you are. We're just here to get what we agreed on, and then we'll be gone. If anything, I'd actually prefer if you left us alone. But you're the one who insists on following me around wherever I go. A growl escaped the darker dragon's trembling lips as he bared his teeth at Reza. This is gonna be a good game, I can tell. Alright, that's quite enough. Let's just all get inside, shall we? After you. Hold on a second. Here's my question. Why does their hospital or wherever this is have a female bathroom sign that's like in the shape of a human? Okay, anyway. The crisis was quickly averted as we entered the building, which was characterized by its many floors, high ceilings, and long, narrow hallways as Sebastian led us to our destination. You know, I kind of wish I had picked the I bet mine would lose in a fight against yours, just to... Maybe they would have fought, or maybe I would have actually gotten the... What's his name? The bigger dragon, Maverick. What if I... Maybe I would have gotten him to, like, grin at me or something. Would like that. Oh, look. It's a girl dragon, I can tell. There you are. I was waiting for you. Oh, she's like a raptor or something. See a raptor scientist goggle dragon? Wait a minute. I thought you were going to meet the guys from production. What are you doing here? They're only coming in later today, so you'll just have to make do with me. I'll make do with you. I see. Well, Cothrix, this is Anna. She kind of manages this building, though she's actually more involved with the research wing rather than production and engineering. Nice to meet you. My pleasure. I have something for you, by the way. It'll take a while to make all the generators we promised, but we've got one for you here. Feel free to send it home and give it a test. Oh, it's a bomb. Well, that's great. I'll take it. Looks a little small, if you ask me. Don't underestimate its power. Oh, and do be careful not to drop it. Yep, it's some kind of bomb. You're trying to wipe out the human race. Sure, I'll be waiting outside while you do your thing, Cothrix. I'm gonna do a thing here. Oh, Anna, just the two of us alone. Whatever shall we do to pass the time? What thing? Oh, have you brought the PDA? Of course. Here you go. Alright, now just give this thing a test run. The PDA lit up as her hand swiftly moved around its interface and calculated motions. By the way, would you consider letting me run some tests on you as well? It would only take a drop of your blood. What? Why? And are there any other fluids you need? I work in biology. Oh, you shouldn't have admitted that. So obviously this kind of thing would be very interesting to us. I'll share the results with you, of course. Biologist dragon. Do you want an anatomy lesson too? I mean, I'd be happy to give you that. Sure. Great. She was quick to produce a small device from a drawer, which from a glance reminded me a lot of a test tube. Now if you would just give me your hand, please. As I reached out to her, she took my hand into hers before she pressed the device on the back of my hand. I winced as pain jolted through my hand. Something sharp drove itself into my skin, and shortly afterwards, a droplet of blood was sucked into the tube attached to the small needle. Thanks. You're welcome? Looks like your PDA is good, by the way, so you're just about done here. And since we're both in biology, it could be interesting if you want to meet some other time as well. Here's my number. Yes? All right. See you soon. Well, that was interesting. Did she ask you for your blood too? Yeah. Did you give it to her? Yes. Oh, well, it's your choice. We've got no idea what they might do with it, though. I'm getting hungry. How about some breakfast? I'm all for it. I can't stand early mornings like this. That shouldn't be a problem. There's a cafe not far from here. What do you say, Mavers? Mavers. God. I wouldn't mind to grab a bite myself. That settles it then. Sebastian's such a nerdy name, too. Lucky for us, the cafe was mostly empty when we arrived, as it was still pretty early in the day. Reza was quick to lead me to a table for two, prompting the dragons to get one of their own at the other side of the restaurant. I think these chairs... it has like a tail thing in the back. It's weird that they speak English, though. Ugh, finally. I can't stand that guy being on my tail all the damn time. They say it's for insecurity. It does seem rather strange that they need someone following us. Maybe he just likes you a lot. He wants to do you, basically. We were approached by an individual who appeared to be the waitress of the cafe. She was an interesting-looking dragon who, unlike the others I had seen so far, was more akin to a wyvern, possessing two rather large wings as her forelimbs, which resembled those of an oversized bat. Oh, it's you! Oh, it's I only have one female voice, so sorry. Oh, it's the humans. You're able to. Oh, it's Dragon. Reza is like super not impressed with me. That's a good one. Welcome to our establishment. My name's Adine, and we'll be My name's Adine, and I'll be Adine or Adine. I'll just Adine. My name's Adine, and I'll be your waitress today. What can I bring you to? How about some scrambled eggs with just a coffee for me? Today's special. Yeah, me too. Just make it quick. Sure thing. 2 specials coming right up. Ali was saying, if you look at the big picture, don't you think there's just something off about this whole place? Where is it, really? If this is supposed to be a completely separate place from Earth, or even a different dimension, then some things just don't add up. Don't you think so, too? Yeah, pretty much. I can't really say much more with you-know-who over there. He's probably listening to us right now. Yeah, he's a charming fellow. When I let my gaze wander, I saw that Maverick was looking in my direction. Our eyes met briefly, his expression not showing any discernible emotion, while I wondered whether he had just been a coincidence, or if he had really just been able to hear us from that distance. I do have some theories, and if I'm right, we might be in trouble. What kind of trouble? What are you talking about? Shh, be quiet. I'll let you know more as soon as I can, but for now, let's just play along. After all, we already have one of these babies. He patted the generator's box for emphasis. God knows we'll need them. Oh, there she comes. There she comes indeed. The female returned, astounding me with her ability to balance the dishes on the edges of her wings. She placed her forelimb on the table and proceeded to move the dishes from her wing to us with a gentle push of her snout. There you go. Watch out, it's hot. Now shoo, Scaly face. Thanks. You're welcome. Apparently today's special consisted of an odd-looking fish of some sort. I was a little hesitant to try it, but considering the steam coming from it was probably better to wait a few minutes anyway. The waitress brought out meals to the 2 dragons across the cafe and exchanged a few words with them. Reza leaned forward and whispered something to me. I'll send you a letter with a coded message later. You'll know what to do. Reza rose from his seat before he made it known to me that he still had a few things to do and left the restaurant, followed shortly after by the larger of the 2 dragons. How come he gets the big dragon? I want the big dragon. I guess smaller dragons are okay too, though. But you haven't even touched your fish. I wasn't in a hurry, so I spent a few more minutes in contemplation while I looked out the window. Not that this whole situation was already bizarre enough. There was also now the vague sense of danger conveyed by Reza's earlier words. I did not even have an idea what kind of threat might be lurking out there. It's kind of worded awkwardly. Eventually, I took a bite of my somewhat unusual breakfast. While I already thought the smell was quite peculiar, the taste had been even worse. I imagined it might be the kind of delicacy that had an acquired taste. One that I certainly hadn't acquired yet. I decided to go outside before it was too late. Are you done? Sure am. How'd you like it? I'll just say it's probably not for me. And you wouldn't be the only one to say that. You better wait outside in case it decides to come up again.